What's happening, everybody? I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. This is Detroit Lenny, and you're watching Morning Wood, brought to you by the Max Wagers Network and, of course, Caesars Sportsbook. Guys, don't forget, check out Caesars Sportsbook. If you're a new account, they're going to hook you up with up to $1,100 in first bet insurance. All you got to do is find the description of this video, click on the link, and you're there. Done deal. Or use the promo code morning CZR. I was going to say morning wood. Morning CZR. Use that promo code. If you're over at the site, picksandparlays.net, use the promo code NHL. That will save you 20% off the entire site. And don't forget also to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. We do have our special guest today, Ross Benjamin, coming in hot. He'll be in about 15 minutes or so. Did you find any other picks for the last Woody besides what I searched things and filled them in as I went?
Yeah, sorry, my Caesar Sportsbook app needs my face to open up. No, I looked at every Yahoo place, or I mean not Yahoo, every freaking YouTube, Facebook post we had, and I didn't see anything. So Didi, Donald Wallace, Jim Bob, Thurston, and Tim O'Shea. I didn't get picks from you. We don't have picks from you unless you tell me otherwise or show anything.
Let me check. Donald Wallace will sometimes Facebook message me, but I don't think I got one from him.
But
no.
Otherwise, they're gone. So that leaves 12 people in last Woody.
11 in Lenny. What's your pick today? Do you know it yet?
I'm on the Astros run line.
Well, I wore my Houston shirt, so you're in luck.
Nice. Well, you haven't been doing good in last Woody, so I don't know if maybe I might want you to change your shirt before.
Hey, I wore my Astros shirt yesterday, and they won yesterday. You're on the run line?
Yeah, I'm taking a screenshot of it right now, actually, because I'm going to use it for a Handicapper 10 pick as well, probably.
Sugar nipples. All right, I'll take
it.
I'll take it.
It is minus 105.
I will take that. But all right. So the Warriors, they took care of business last night like we thought that they would.
Yes,
not
they did.
Huge believers in betting against them at home. Hi, Timothy Earl. Smashed the light. How did the Storm kicked butt yesterday, didn't they, Tim? I remember looking at that and they were up by like 12 points or something. It was like something silly, but then I never looked at the final. Well, I guess I could just look in my bet slip since I did, in fact, bet on it. Storm +3 cashed. All right, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I can't even be mad about it. I can't even be mad about it.
First Handicapper 10 pick already lost. The Nerfy in the Yankee game.
That's the one thing that sucks about picking them early.
I thought if I picked, I thought this is not.
Can I change it?
The early game. I'm like, like they're trying to get off, and I'm like, all right, maybe the Yankees scored, but I highly doubt. Yesterday, Nerfies went like 12-14 or 11-14,
really,
or 11-3.
The Yankees won
like 11, like 11 or 12. I forget how many games there were, but like 11 or 12 out of the 14 or 15 games had a Nerfy in them. Only 3 games that had a Nerfy. I had one of them, but
holy shnik balls. The show is on now, Ryan Page. Sorry, sometimes it takes us a minute to get going. Lucas Schulder, a real issue if you're just looking for an escape or a reason losing the playoffs. I think he's that kind of guy that would make, like my kid's this kind of kid where if he's missing the shots, it's because the wind's blowing, or something like that. So I feel like Luke is that kind of a player.
Every time Brendan missed the shot in basketball, he came up going,
yeah,
and I'm like, hold her,
No, or a limp starts, all of a sudden there's like a phantom limp.
Yeah, he grabs his hamstring and he's like, and I'm like, you don't even know what a hamstring is. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, he's like, my hamstring.
Yeah, you didn't even learn that yet. You didn't even learn that. You're in 4th grade. You don't even know what the freaking hamstring is. Shut up.
But yeah, that's how I feel about Luka. I love the Steph Curry after game interview, and she's like, how did Luka do? La la la. And he's like, he's doing his thing. He's been in the league, what, 8 years now? It's about time he made it to the playoffs, like it was kind of a maybe it was just
he's not a young guy anymore.
But it was kind of a backhanded compliment the way that I heard it. What's up, Breaking Vegas Sports? Breaking Vegas Sports, Daniel Henderson. We're going to get together for some tennis total chaos coming up soon. The Roland Garros tournament thing is coming on or something. I know
What?
tennis. It's some kind of tournament, but we are going to get that going on. What did Nick Saban do? Why is he a dick?
Nick
I mean,
Saban.
just in general. Yeah.
First of all, he's always been a dick since he
Yeah,
left the Michigan State Spartan football organization for Bama. So he's always been there. Everybody forgets where Nick Saban coached before Alabama. It was at a little school called the Michigan State Spartans. They have a ring.
Right.
But Nick Saban is arguing with the dude from Texas A&M. I forget. I can't think of his name.
Coach?
No, the guy from Texas A&M football coach. I forget. I don't know his name. But anyways, they're beefing. He said about Texas A&M, well, they finished first in recruiting class, and Alabama finished second. And Nick Saban says, well, of course I think they should be favored to win. I mean, they bought their players. Now you can buy your players.
Jimbo Fisher. Oh, I knew him.
Jimbo Fisher, yeah. And he said, of course, and he kind of threw a lot of shade to Texas A&M, like, well, of course you got the number one recruiting class. I mean, you bought all your players. Well, I didn't spend a dime. And then Jimbo Fisher snapped back and was like, bro, you don't want to dive deep into Nick Saban because you can make phone calls. People know where the bodies are buried kind of thing. And, like, feel free to call anybody that came up under him. You all know my number. You want to ask questions, ask away. Like, basically talking about, like, hey, Nick Saban, let's not call the pop, call the kettle black, like, kind of thing, like pop kettle kind of situation. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like Nick Saban had the balls to talk shit about recruiting, bro. I mean, we know how you get all them big offensive linemen, bro. We know.
This reminds me of like the Tom Herman UT story when so-and-so was talking crap about his wife and like just talk crap. And Tom Herman was like, cool story, bro. Hook them. Like, you want to go? Let's go. Come on. Sugar nipples. That is new. Nerfy in the Cubs game, Reds game, White Sox run line. Just a couple of things I'm on today. Yeah.
By the way, you guys want to put last Woodies in or any contest pick, handicap, any contest you're in. Shit has started. So, I mean, there's one basketball game on tonight now. It's only going to be like one a night. So, you got two hockey games on tonight, which are great.
Already started, huh?
Yeah, and you only got 4 more games that are starting at like 11. 2 o'clock your guys' Eastern time, wherever. The Yankees are already up, or it's 2-2 in the second inning. Yeah. Padres and Phillies are already off. Cardinals and Mets are already off. Reds and Guardians are already off. I put my Astros in. Julie Carly's on the Orioles run line, and Velko is on the Mariners money line.
I did a free pick video with Ryan Page says he's taking the Celtics and the D-backs parlay today. I did a free pick with Sean Higgs last night. We like the Celtics in the first half on the money line. And then he liked the Heat in the full game. And then I said in the video, if that's what we really think is going to happen, then don't bet the Heat full game, because if the Celtics are up, if they win money line first half, you could get that Heat number at a better number. I don't know if I think the Celtics win it tonight, but I think it'll be closer. And I do like them first half. So do you have?
I think I got a theory on these NBA playoffs, I should say. I think the Warriors win both games at home handedly. I think Dallas wins both games at home, closer games. I think they can pull off both at home. And I think the same way for Miami and the Heat. I don't think we're going to see a series end in 4 or 5 or 6 even. Yeah. I think we could get game 6s and 7s. I will say 6s maybe. But I think like the Heat and the Celtics could very easily go 7. And, I think so. For tonight purposes, I like the Heat. I like the Heat minus the 3.5. That's my theory on that. And then what else is there? NHL? I don't know. Florida has to win this game.
That was
I think
intense last night, that hot damn hockey game. I was like, am I
9-6
watching
the
baseball?
Calgary game.
Because
Yeah.
baseball games don't even score. That was like a minor, that was little league basketball is what.
So I was on
a B money score to a basketball game, 6-9.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
The first game I was on the Hurricanes puck line and in regulation. So that was disappointing. And the over. So I lost three bets in the first game because it went to overtime. The Hurricanes, though, they hit that game could have easily been 7-1. The Hurricanes hit 4 posts. They were just danging it, they were just missing shot, game of inches. That's what it's saying. It was a half inch either way, and that game is 6-1. But the Flames game, I was on the Flames puck line, and I cashed it, but it was a bigger sweat than it should have been. Let's put it that way. At 9-6, at one point it was 6-6. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on?
That was a lot. It was a lot. Tim, what are your picks on the WNBA games? Don't just tease us like that. Don't dangle the carrot and then take it away and then eat it in front of us. That's rude. Nobody does that. Okay, actually, tons of people do that, but you don't, Tim, because you're classy. Okay, let me find Ross Benjamin's name tag. There it is. All right.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Boom. Ross Benjamin. How's it going, friend?
Hey, it's going good. You got to change that Twitter address, though.
What is it?
It's at Ross Benjamin 1.
Is it now? This whole time, huh?
Yeah, I just noticed that just now.
You know what? It's Dan Kaiser Sports. I have all of y'all's Twitter addresses stuck in my head from Total Chaos. It's Dan Kaiser Sports.
You can't.
Ross Benjamin 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Now we know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
How is Allison today?
I'm rocking and rolling. I'm doing my thing. I found out I got to get my car fixed for $120 instead of $800. So that's pretty exciting.
That's a good thing, right?
I got that going on. I'm going to a little
$680 winner.
Boom. Well, hopefully it fixes it. This is like the first round. I might still end up spending that $800, but at least we'll figure this out first.
What's wrong with it?
I live in Las Vegas and it's 7,000 degrees here, and I'll be like at a red light and then I'll go to hit the gas and the car won't go. And then I jam on the gas. I'm like, go. And then it'll go really fast. And sometimes it dies in the middle of an intersection, but it only happens when it's above 96 degrees. 96 is my cutoff point for being able to drive my car, but we think it's a throttle issue. So we're going to find out. How's Ross Benjamin today? How'd you do?
I'm doing okay. A couple of bad days coming off with my picks, but overall it's been great over the last 7 or 8 weeks or so. So still up there near the top of the standings, I believe, at picks and parlays, even though I had 2 bad days. But I like to own up when I lose too, Ellie. Because too many guys out there just make it sound like they win every day, which we both know that does not exist. And being transparent goes a long way in gaining trust and integrity with your clients as well.
Yep, I absolutely agree. It's kind of a big deal, because if people are out there telling you that they win every day and this is a lock, don't listen to them. That's a scam is what that is. That's a scam. And we've said it before. I've always been really open with them about how much I bet or how much I lose. And part of why I do that is I want you guys to know that everybody does that, and you can be honest about it. And it's about handicapping and figuring out what you're doing wrong and making the right adjustments and getting back on track. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
So any thoughts tonight in the basketball? We've got a lot of talk going on.
Well, I got a 10-star top play up at picks and parlays on the side, and then a 5-star pick on the total. So I really can't go into detail on it. I will just say that, folks, if you want to win my NBA right now, 34-18 since April 1st, that's 65%. So other than that, Ellie, I apologize, but I can't comment on it because of what I got at stake here.
Well, I am not upset with you. People, if you want Ross's 2 his 10-star and his 5-star top plays over at Picks and Parlays on the NBA game tonight. Use that promo code NHL. That's going to save you 20% off his best bets for tonight. So don't miss out on that. And if you guys have any questions, come on in and ask Ross, which Tim Earl dropping gems, and ask Ross what he thinks about what he thinks. What do you think about what you think, Ross?
What do I think about what I think? Well, boy, that's
it was oddly worded.
You sure you want to go there, Ellie? But anyway, let's talk a little NFL Week 1. I think that's
yes. That was the game plan. I knew I had a game plan. I knew I had one, and I was just like buying time to get there.
I gotcha. So, certain things to look at in Week 1 in the NFL. It is way too early to commit to picks, but I think last week we discussed that you wanted to know some of the things that I take a look at in advance in Week 1 and to see if I could spot some betting value or at least a foundational starting point when you're looking at a game and where you may have an early lean when it comes to that. And, these Thursday night games that open the season, it really has favored the home teams since this whole concept began. As a matter of fact, the last 19 times a team opened at home on a Thursday night, they've gone 16-3 straight up and 12-4 against the spread. So those teams usually are the defending world champions. There's been a couple exceptions to that rule. But overall, you could see when a team opens in the national spotlight at home on a Thursday night, they do awful well. Now, you're in a catch-22 here because the LA Rams, defending world champions, playing at home, but they're only a 1-point favorite over the Buffalo Bills. And at most sports books right now, the Bills are plus 700 to win it all. And so it creates a little bit of a dilemma there where ordinarily I would have a strong lean toward the home team here, but this could shape up to be a more difficult situation than it appears to be because, quite frankly, Buffalo to me is going to be a better team than the Rams this year. But how that shakes out in Week 1 is another story. So I guess what I would keep an eye on is other factors too. The Rams under John McVay. 5-0 straight up in ATS in their last 5 season openers. So winning by 16.6 points per game. Then you look at another factor here. One of my NFL betting angles, Ellie, since 2016, any away team playing in a game 1 that's a pick 'em or a dog and they won 11 or more regular season games last year have gone 6-3 straight up and 8-1 against the spread. So that favors Buffalo. It's a real tough call, that season opener.
Yeah. Well, and Vaughn went from the Rams to the Bills too. So
right.
They've got one of the Rams' big weapons is now over at the Bills. So they've got that going on. These are Bills, 2 teams I liked a lot all season long. Yeah. And I'm already excited. The Bills and the Rams are 2 teams I really liked a lot all season long. And so I'm really excited to see the 2 of them play.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It should have been the Super Bowl.
You can't blow an 11 or a 3-point lead with 11 seconds to go and you're kicking off. That was just a fluke, is what I would say. In an awful defensive, how could I put it? Defensive meltdown, for lack of a better phrase. I hate that Buffalo read this to me.
Says, I hate the fact that Buffalo is getting all this tracking and backing. It always seems that the teams with higher expectations falter for some mysterious reason.
Yeah.
Hope we beat the jinx.
I hope so, too, because I really think they're primed to have a great year. Brandon Beane, the general manager of the Bills, might say that it's not Super Bowl or bust, but he's lying. Okay, he's lying.
All here. Yeah,
you just spent how many millions of dollars on a 32-year-old defensive end right now? Von Miller, who's by all accounts still great at his age. But my point is that sort of pushing your chips to the middle of the table, all of them, and seeing where we go. And you also add in you lose Cole Beasley, but you replace him with Jamison Crowder. I mean, Jamison Crowder is a very underrated slot receiver, and they might get more production from him than Beasley. So, and some fine additions on the defensive side of the ball. Buffalo's, they're cut out to win a championship. They're
Yeah.
built to win a championship right now, and obviously the Rams coming off a Super Bowl year. I don't see much of a drop off with them. Yes, they lost Von Miller, but their defense is still going to be real good. And
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford has now, I think, proven that given some sort of supporting cast on both sides of the ball, for that matter, and we see how good of a quarterback he could be as well.
Michael Doe says, with preseason injuries that will inevitably happen in the NFL, do you have to? I mean, you don't have to wait. Should you wait until preseason is over
I would
to bet
always,
week one?
yeah, I would always recommend that. Look, injuries are all incorporated into the line, but what you don't want to do is like what happened with the Boston Celtics the other night, where you commit a day early, like I did. I like Boston a lot, and then Al Horford, he tests positive for COVID-19 the day of the game, and Marcus Smart gets ruled out late. So my point being is, yeah, the line was adjusted and accounted for those players missing. But if you get down early, there's no sympathy. You know what I mean? You can't call them back and say, hey, I didn't know these players are going to be out, So,
yeah. Well, and that's one thing we've said through the whole season with the NBA is you've really got to wait until tip-off time, and you've got to watch game time decision every day at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on the Max Wagers Network with Lenny and the Twins, so you can find out who's going to be in net in the hockey and on the court for basketball.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times, I mean, I ain't mad at you. I love jumping on those early lines when I think it's going to move the other way.
I mean, the other thing
it's the risk you take.
The other thing too is there's a distinct difference when I put my bets in and when I have to release picks. For example, Craig wants us to get all our picks in during the week by 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we don't have that luxury of waiting, and it's pretty steady across the board. Most site owners want you to have things up in a relatively early manner. Okay. And I think 1 o'clock is, he's not asking too much by that, to 11 o'clock.
Yeah, because you got to have time to sell the picks. I mean, that's
exactly.
We pop everything up 10 minutes before game time. We don't have time to sell the picks.
You know what they say, the longer the stores open, the more chances you have to sell product. So,
yep, that's just it. Michael Dose wants to know, are my Denver Broncos getting over or underhyped in your opinion? Of course, with the addition of Russell Wilson. What do you think about that one?
Well, that's a tremendous upgrade from what they've had over the last few seasons. So I can't imagine that Denver is not going to be a better offensive team, at least with Russell Wilson. And look, the only thing I will say is with the big hype is what scares me about that is that division is loaded right now. Mm-hmm. The Chargers are going to be really good with Justin Herbert. The Raiders are going to be much improved, and they, re-signing Derek Carr to a long-term deal. And then also, who am I missing in the
Chiefs
AFC West? Other than the Chiefs, right? Come on. So the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're going to continue to win at a high rate. I don't know how much their defense is going to be improved, but that certainly is a concern. But my point being is you have a lot to be excited about it as a Denver fan, but let's not get carried away because that's going to be probably the toughest division in football this year. And it wouldn't shock me in the least. Whoever wins that division might win it with just 10 wins, so we'll see.
Last year, the Chiefs had 12, 5-1 in the division.
Yeah, Thursday night home openers favor home teams. Yes, I just said that.
No, I put that up there after you said it. I was trying to switch back to your name, but there it is. Who are like some maybe sleeper teams that we could think, like, are there any really crappy teams like, I don't know, the Texans or the Lions that might be better this year?
That's a hard call for me to make at this point. I don't think Green Bay is going to be as good as people think they're going to be. But I've said that on a couple occasions. Wide receiver is going to be an issue with them. Aaron Rodgers. I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan.
No, I'm not either.
Not by look. The guy's a Hall of Fame quarterback, right, Ellie? But
Yeah, sure.
I can't stand his personality. I can't stand his arrogance. And
I'm surprised Lenny's not already in here.
Yeah.
Yelling about Aaron
where's
Rodgers.
Leonard Wenson anyway?
Leonard.
He's a bum, Ross. He's a damn bum.
Nobody circles the wagons like Leonard Wenson. Detroit Lenny, baby.
You're welcome.
That's right. The Lions will definitely be. I don't know. You would think they got nowhere to go with up. I thought they had one of the better drafts in the NFL. There's no two ways about it. How much of those rookies that come in make an impact is another story. I'm just the problem with the advancement of Detroit right now is I don't think you build a franchise around Jared Goff. I mean, I know the guy, he's had some success with the Rams, but he's not Josh Allen. He's not Aaron Rodgers, so you need to have that guy, Lenny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think he's a bridge. He's just a bridge.
Exactly.
I mean, they had 3 wins. 3 wins last season. 3 wins, 3-13 or whatever. Or 3-14, whatever it is. I think this year though they can get to 6 wins, which I think is what their over/under team. So I think they can get to 6, but not much more. I mean, if that. So 6 is a pretty good number for them to set it over/under for the season, and then in next year's draft or in the offseason, we look at a long-term solution to Jared Goff. Jared Goff is he's just a bridge. He's just a stopgap.
Maybe he'll have a great year this year, But I think the Lions are still a year or 2 away from seriously contending. I like Minnesota in that division myself, but we'll see. The Chicago Bears, by the way, speaking of that division, the last 5 home openers, 5-0 to the under, and San Francisco, their last 8 season openers, 7-1 to the under. So shapes up to be a low-scoring game there, possibly based on team trends in season and home openers. Those are some things that I look at. Now, I'm not automatically married to that pick, Ellison, but
right.
Again, we're looking for foundational points, right? So, what else do I have here? Hey, and here's another thing, guys. Since 2014, division home favorites in Game 1 are just 10-14 straight up, and 13-14 straight up, 7-20 against the number. And if they're a favorite of 3.5 or less, they're 1-10 straight up and 0-11 against the number. 3 games qualify under that. The Cincinnati Bengals -6 against the Steelers, the Dolphins -2.5 against the Patriots, and the Chargers -4 against the Raiders. So what I'm trying to say is you fade the home teams in those situations. Division home 1, and then conversely, division home underdogs in Game 1, 13-2 against the spread, and 10-4-1 straight up since 2016. So that involves 3 teams: Atlanta +3.5 against New Orleans, Houston +7.5 against Indy, and the Vikings +1 against Green Bay. So division home underdogs in Game 1 have done awfully well in recent seasons, and quite the contrary with division away favorites.
I got a question. What did you think about Pittsburgh's draft? The Steelers. I kind of digging the Steelers.
Yeah.
In that conference. Problem is the Bengals are going to win that division, but I see the Steelers making the playoffs and making maybe a push. I kind of like their.
I like Mitch.
I like how it's showing up. Yeah,
I like. I mean, you're talking about the draft, but I like the pickup of Mitch Trubisky, and a lot of people are going to frown at that statement because of the fact that his years in Chicago. But I saw when he was with Buffalo last year, the few opportunities he got in the preseason and then mopping up some games. He was very comfortable in Brian Dable's offense, who's now the head coach of the New York Giants. So, I think that Mitchell Trubisky could do a fine job in Pittsburgh if given the opportunity.
I think it's a great fit for him. I think I think it's a situation where sometimes just a fresh start, fresh, just a fresh do-over, second chance here. And I think it's a perfect fit scheme-wise for him offensively. Yeah. And I think he could really thrive there. But I think the future with their draft, the quarterback from Pitt, I like that kid a lot.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about him. I think
I liked him.
Yeah, you like Kenny Pickett, huh? I don't know why, Lenny. I just we'll
Maybe
see.
It's just the feel-good story because he's
I
buy into that, but I don't buy. Talent is what he needs, and we'll see. But I like the Steelers. I think they could. I think Cincinnati might regress a little bit, come back down to earth a little bit. I think they had a hell of a season last year. I think the Steelers could make a run in that division.
I agree with you. I think Cincinnati caught a lot of people by surprise, and now they'll be the 100 instead of teams that overlook them, Right. And then the Cleveland Browns, who knows what's going to happen with their quarterback situation. I mean, Deshaun Watson, if he's not suspended, will certainly be an upgrade, in my opinion, over Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
And that's a team that we know could run the ball, has two dynamic running backs in Kareem Hunt and the other guy,
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Oh, yeah, Nick Chubb.
I loved him when he came out of college. I loved that draft pick. I wanted the Lions to somehow moved up and grab Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's a stud. And I hope his career doesn't get wasted in Cleveland because he's one of those guys that he's an every down back. He's a big bro. He's an old school. He reminds me of Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
But faster.
I love Jerome.
Let me just say this about Pittsburgh. If Kenny Pickett beats out Mitchell Trubisky for the starting job, I would not like Pittsburgh's chances.
No.
I think that would go contrary to what you just said, Lenny, that he doesn't fit the scheme, Trubisky. Otherwise, it's his job to lose. In a perfect world, the Steelers aren't a dumb organization by any stretch.
Love Mike Tomlin too. I really like Mike Tomlin a whole lot.
And the bottom line is, guys, is that they're not in a perfect world. They don't want to force feed this kid too early.
No.
Because
they want to groom him, shape him, bring him up the right way, bring him up the Steeler way.
I wish we had a better quarterback to be behind, though. That's all. What happened to Mason Rudolph?
What do you mean, better quarterback to be behind?
Because it's Trubinsky, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's who's behind. I don't love him. I'm not a fan.
We like him in Pittsburgh.
Someone better to learn from, like how Brady had Bledsoe. I wish he had someone better in front of him.
I mean, Trubisky is a pretty smart kid. Look at guys, the bottom line is that it's not his fault the Chicago Bears traded up to pick him number 2 overall. Let's face it, Trubisky only started 12 games in college. That's it. Yeah. He started his senior year. And for whatever reason, the Bears decided they couldn't wait. They needed to move up to number 2, and they overdrafted the kid. And then you get drafted to a franchise that's got a terrible offensive line, continues to have a terrible offensive line. You can't run the ball. You're constantly behind, and you're asking a young kid. And look, not for nothing, they won a division with Trubisky at quarterback.
Yeah.
At 12-4 the one year. And I really like Ellie. You probably missed this, but I really liked a little bit of what I saw with him with Buffalo last year. When given the opportunity in mop-up duty or during the preseason, he showed me a lot. So we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. But I can understand.
Is he a Tar Heel? That's probably why I don't like him. I feel like he was a Tar Heel.
Yeah, well, he was.
Maybe. Was he?
He went to North Carolina.
That's exactly why I don't like him.
I just think I agree wholeheartedly with Ross just said. I think the Bears overdrafted him and took a
Yeah.
second, possibly a third round talent, even more, and moved up to first round talent and put all that pressure on him, and then threw him into Soldier Field and said, go ahead at it, and we're going to rely on our weak defense, and hopefully you don't die, kid. Good luck. And Matt Nagy,
I just don't understand, because I think if they would have stand pat and they thought that high of Trubisky, they could have got him without moving up.
They didn't need to move up.
But in any event, you didn't put him in a position to succeed. It's quite the contrary. I mean, he went in and he had a start right off the bat, if I'm not mistaken. And you saw what
he started week 1
Fields this year. I mean, they sat him initially. So
the Bears organization is not necessarily the smartest.
And I just think that the kid, we'll see, Ellie. It's I understand where you're coming from. No, wholeheartedly.
What do we think about Juju going to the Chiefs? I know, weren't you a big fan? No, you were a Najee Harris fan last year, big time, weren't you, Lenny? Were you a Juju fan too?
I was only a Najee Harris fan. I do like Najee Harris just in general as a running back, but I had him in a lot of fantasy football teams. So he rode me right into a championship game. So he's a beast. But Juju, I don't know. We'll see. What Juju's more concerned with TikTok than football, I think.
Yeah, you know what? Juju is a top-notch receiver, but anybody who thinks that he's going to step in and fill the role of Tyreek Hill is delusional. Okay, I mean, I just don't understand that whole situation. How you let a guy like that get away? Now, having said that, Juju, I think, is going to be in a much better position to have a successful season than he's had in recent years, with a backup from Pittsburgh playing at quarterback, or even Big Ben at the tail end of his career. So he's destined to have some success. I just don't think in the long haul, you could lose a guy like Tyreek Hill and it doesn't affect you in some way, shape, or form.
So on the flip side of that coin, what do you think about Tyreek going to Miami?
I think that creates a real dilemma for everybody else in the division. Well, Buffalo, who's the favorite right now. I mean, Tyreek Hill, the last couple of years has just torched the Bills. I mean, so he was a major difference in why they won that AFC championship game 2 years ago, and last year in the semifinal, in the AFC. So, I think that the only problem I could tell you right now is Tua is not, to me, is not never going to be any better than he is right now. Sorry. Fair. I mean, he can't break a piece of glass from 10 yards away with his arm. Okay. When you get a guy like Tyreek Hill, he does catch a lot of underneath stuff and can take it the distance, but he's not going to have the luxury of Patrick Mahomes' arm 50, 60 yards down the field. Yeah. So that's the only drawback I see with that acquisition. And it's not because of Tyreek Hill. It's because of who we have under center.
Did we answer the question about the Titans? What's the expectation with the Tennessee Titans for the new season? I picked them and the Bengals last year to go all the way. Wasn't far off with my bad knowledge of the game. Any thoughts on the Titans?
Yeah, I mean, as long as Derrick Henry's healthy for the entire year, Tennessee's always been a factor, To me, he's a top running back in football, and nobody's just a close second. That's just my opinion. I mean, you can make a case for Nick Chubb. You can make a case for a couple other guys, but Derrick Henry is just year in and year out puts up monster numbers when he's healthy. Can Tennessee win a Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill? Possibly, but not probable.
So they did draft that kid Malik Willis from Liberty. Yeah. Yes. And I hope to God they don't throw him to the Wolves this season. I don't see that unless Tannehill gets hurt, God forbid. Lenny, injury, obviously you never know. But, you want him to kind of groom him. Yeah. But if they keep relying on Derrick Henry, Like they're gonna shorten that man's career a lot
Yeah.
because he is a workhorse.
point.
But you know what? The only good thing that comes about, if indeed for whatever reason they decided to go with Willis at some point of the season, I can't see them starting him in week 1. No. Okay.
Not barring
But at
some kind of
some
crazy
point-
injury.
At some point, if Tannehill got injured or Tennessee gets off to a rough start, and especially offensively, and they decide to make the move, the difference between Malik Willis getting a start as a rookie and Mitch Trubisky getting a start in Chicago as a rookie is you can
Right.
lean on Derrick Henry and a very
Yeah.
good offensive line, where
Yep.
Trubisky never had that, and a lot of rookie quarterbacks don't have that luxury. I mean,
Yeah.
Justin Fields is another one in Chicago last year. High expectations, but disappointment. And a lot of that is because, you know, a young quarterback to come right into this league and have a lot of success, it's happened, but it's very rare.
It's
You
rare.
know,
Justin
it
Bieber
takes a
did it.
special kind. And
Yeah.
if you really want to groom somebody and bring him along slowly, even though he has to line up under center, you better have a hell of a running game. So that might be the only thing I would say that favors Willis to succeed if he is thrown into the fire.
So we are running short on time here, so this will be the last question. But Ross, will you come back every Thursday and let's talk football? Because we don't really have a football segment on Morningwood.
Okay.
Can you be like our Thursday football guy? And because I know that they're all into it, and you guys can get your questions ready every week, and we'll know that this is coming. Tomorrow, we think we have our horse racing guy back. Did we hear back
Yes,
from him?
we do. I will
Good
talk
job,
about that.
Lenny. Excellent work. Lenny flagged down our horse racing guy. The Preakness is this weekend, so we've got him back on tomorrow. But Ross, last question, and then I want to tell them about how you're doing at the site and how they can buy your picks. And Ninth Wonder, we'll get to that in just a second. I'll answer that question. So how much? This is a big question because my man is super into the Seattle Seahawks. This is his team. He was on suicide watch for like 48 hours when Russell left. It was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I don't blame
I like
you.
went online looking for Seahawks cheerleader outfits to like cheer him up. It was that big of a deal. How long does Pete Carroll stay in Seattle at his age, and especially with the lack of talent that they have there? And I like they're kind of taking a minute to rebuild. I dig that. I Win You Lose says Pete Carroll needs to go ASAP. He's killed the Seahawks and any chances of being good. Traded all those picks for safety. Screwed them over. A second. I don't know what an SB is.
Second Super Bowl.
Second Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
And a horrible high draft picks over and over. I know it was
Yeah.
suicide watch. Okay,
That's
so
a
we'll
really
do our
tough
thoughts on the Seahawks, and then we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, really tough situation there because you want to give Pete Carroll the benefit of the doubt as long as you could because of the success he's had in Seattle. But I do agree with some of the viewers' comments in regards to some of the muffs he's had in terms of decision making as well. So it puts the Seattle ownership in quite a dilemma. And I think that you don't fire him after one bad year like they had last year. I think that you give him another year. And I think in the back of Seahawks management's minds, they want to do this in a classy manner. And I hate to say this, but he's set up to fail this year with that roster they got right now.
Yeah,
So it might be easier to make a decision after 2 bad years in a row.
that's fair. That's
Just my
fair.
thought, you know. So
No, that's why we ask you. We want to know your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's the whole gist of this. Okay, and then who was it? Ninth Wonder wanted to know about the Heat Celtics game tonight. So here's the deal. Ross has got a 10-star top play on the side of this game. He's got a 5-star top play on the total of this game. So if you want to pick up his best bets on the Celtics Heat tonight, you got to head over to picksandparlays.net. Ross, you are 45-31. You are number 2 over the last 30 days on the Picks and Parlays site. So you're crushing it over there. And you guys definitely want to use the promo code NHL. That is going to save you 20% off of Ross's best bets. Can they get both of those together, or is it 2 separate
they're
picks?
2 separate items. Yeah.
So you can get both of those picks, put them in your cart, and then at checkout, use the promo code NHL, and then you'll get 20% off both of those picks. That's the way to do it. That's how you save a little money. We call it value.
Yep.
And then definitely follow Ross at Ross Benjamin 1. Anything else you want to tell them?
Yeah,
before
I
we
mean,
go?
losing my 10-star top plays the last 2 nights, still 24-8 with my last 32 10-star top plays. And I have a 10-star top play on that side tonight that Ellie just alluded to. And also my NBA, I think I touched upon this earlier, since April 1st, 34-18, folks, 65%. So numbers don't lie, liars don't figure.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right there.
Yeah,
Man, you need to put that shit on a t-shirt,
on
Ross.
A t-shirt. Now I'm gonna get
that on a t-shirt,
on
man.
the inside of my arm or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, so when I flex,
You're gonna get Ross's face tattooed on my arm with that saying. Yeah, for sure, Ross. What the hell?
Hey,
you know, warn me when you come in with big guns like that. I'll make a banner and stuff.
You would have like get a tattoo of like wagons.
I'll send you that shirt if you send me "Nobody circles the wagons" like.
No, I'm getting it made. I already got shirts made that say "Good luck." I already got shirts that say "Good luck" unless you're against me. So I'm telling you right now.
There you
Maybe
go.
Nope, I'm gonna get one that's waggles circling a picture of my face. Just some wagon circle on it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Ross, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
A great time. Yeah, of course. All right. So our new Thursday football time. Every Thursday on Morningwood, we're going to talk football and betting tips with Ross Benjamin. It's not just about football and free picks. Come in with your football questions and Ross will answer them for you. All right. We got a good amount of time here to build up.
And maybe in August we'll start touching upon some college football too, you know.
Ooh,
so
that's what I care about. That's when I get interested in things.
Thursdays will be good because we'll have Thursday night football once football season starts, college football, all right. But what Thursdays will
almost adulting will come back.
All right, guys, love you and
love you too.
Have
Rob.
a great rest of the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much. Bye. All right. There we have it. Ross Benjamin, everybody. Ross Benjamin. He's good, isn't he? He's good.
So about the horse race guy, he was in, and then he just messaged me right now, and he said, sorry for the abrupt about face, but long story short, he can't make it tomorrow. He's got a personal, he's got a doctor's appointment thing from like 12:30 to 2-ish. So it's like during the whole time of our show. So not a big deal though, but I'm going to ask him if he maybe come on next Friday and we can just talk horsing around in general.
Because we'll have the Belmont will be coming soon too.
Yeah, he said he says apologies again for the confusion. He goes, he says, I made sure to clear my afternoon schedule for Friday before the Belmont Stakes, in case you'd like to have us there. So I'm gonna confirm now with him that yes, for the Belmont, Friday before the Belmont, and ask him if he wants to come on next Friday as well for probably a half hour if there's any race, any kind of big race, not just those three. So you know, because I'm down. I'll bet some horses, man.
100 days till college football.
100 even.
Woo! It's getting exciting.
You know, Tate the Great, maybe I'll put you on the Christmas card list. I would send you a Michigan State Spartan. I'm just going to pull this I'm going to pull this. I'm telling you, I would spend you a Michigan State Spartan t-shirt with that said, good luck unless you're against me on there. I would. I might get you one. I know, girl. I know a woman that'll make them.
Yep, he does. You should get him a picture or a shirt with just your face on it. Just a big Detroit Lenny face on it. So he can wake up and look at you every day.
I agree.
I guess he already does that because he watches your show.
That's true. He watches Morningwood and looks at me all day. All morning. God, Tate.
Is he going to give us picks, horse guy? Yeah, of course. That's what he's here for. I mean,
you all should be following him on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'll tell you what, that's where I'm going to get my horse race, whatever that's from.
Here, Matthew at Failed to Menace. This is where, so he won't, remember the Preakness is this weekend. So he won't be able to make it on the show, but I'm sure he'll have picks up on his Twitter site. So at Failed to Menace is where you're going to follow Matthew. Then we'll have him on the following week. The Belmont won't be.
Yeah,
then.
I'm going to confirm with all that now for sure. We would.
Yeah, but we'll make it happen. But if you guys do want his picks, that's where to go and get them. Do it. I really have no comeback for this discussion. So let's go.
See?
We have made Tate speechless.
Boom. That's something, his wife probably tries to do on a daily basis, just to keep him speechless. So I know mine does. She just shut up, Lenny.
Shut him down. Just shut it
Shut him
down.
up.
So on the Max Wagers Network, don't forget, guys, we start off every day at noon Eastern with Sean Higgs and Midday Money. Tons of baseball props over there. He does football stuff also. Higgs' two biggest things are football and baseball. That is what Higgs is all about. Like, I'm baseball and college basketball. Lenny is hockey and football. We all have our things, right? So if you're into baseball and football, Sean Higgs is your dude. If you're into basketball and baseball, then I'm your chick, at least for baseball season anyway, because my basketball season is gone. Then we're going to move over to Just Parlays with Chris King. He's starting up in about 5 minutes here. Check out Chris King. I think he does like 6 different parlays on his show. He gives out 6 2-team parlays or something like that.
Yeah, he does
him out next. Yeah, he's really good. Then we've got Back to the Window with Scott and Scott at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on their show tomorrow. Love the Scotts. Love them. And I want Scott Reichel to come into the Tennis Total Chaos with Breaking Vegas Sports and Jock Diesel. I've got you on the list for tennis. I'm also working on a WNBA Total Chaos with Tim Earl and Daniel Henderson.
Ooh.
Then we're moving over to the Sean Miller Shocker Show. The Sean Miller Shocker Show.
I have a hard time saying that too. Sean Miller Soccer. I just say the Soccer Show with Sean Miller.
The Shocker Show with Sean Miller at 4 p.m. Eastern every day.
Sean
Connery. And then I'm going to do the rapist for 600, Alex. Sean, that says therapist. The rapist. I'm going to have another Total Chaos. Soccer Total Chaos will drop on Friday. It'll be for the Sunday game, so keep your eyes out for that. And then, of course, 5 p.m. Eastern with Lenny and the Twins, Game Time Decision. This is an important Game Time Decision is a really important show to be watching right now because we are in the playoffs of both of the sports that they primarily cover. So don't be missing out on the Game Time Decision. Yeah. And then from that point on, you go make your bets. We're done with you at that point. We have given you all the information and all the sports that we can give to you. It's up to you now. Go make your bets. Yeah, long live Almost Adulting. We're bringing this back for Thursday, right?
At some point, yes.
Yeah, for Thursday Night Football, we'll bring this back. But you just give us a second there, William. You two should be up for the Streamy Awards. Are there Streamy Awards? Nominate us.
Is there a Streamy Award? What's a stream? First of all, wait. What is a Streamy Award before you nominate me?
I made sure there was an R and it wasn't a Steamy Award. It's a Streamy Award.
Well, I'm
don't cross the streams, though. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, you can't cross streams. That's just not cool.
Nominate us. How do we get up for that, Michael Dose? Tell us. Houston Run Line. That was Lenny's last Woody. That's Lenny's last Woody is the Houston Run Line. Yes. So if you guys, I'm on that too. I took it also. I've got the White Sox today, first 5 and full game. I think I took the Cubs too. Shoot, I took my betting slip down. I parlayed Tim Earl's 2 WNBA picks, but I put them on the money line. And then because I'm not laying 11.5 points, let's not lose our damn minds here. And then I took I keep writing picks and parlays and not my actual site. And then what?
There's awards, legit streaming awards.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, for real. You guys could nominate us. Show awards would be probably subject awards under sports, or gaming. Gaming probably video games, but there's a sports channel series, whatever. Also, beauty. We could be totally nominated for overall, just whatever beauty live show. Yeah.
They can win today, no run in the first. I will look into it. All right. Well, get on it, Woodies. All right. While you're watching Just Parlays, which we're leaving you with right now, get your nominations in, man. Morning Wood. We could be streaming and steamy.
Listen, if I don't have an award come next time award season, I'm telling you right now, none of y'all winning a damn thing.
I'm taking the contest away.
That's it. Hit the like button, and I better have
t-shirts.
Next award season. I better be sitting here going, I'd like to thank the Academy.
in
Of
here
course
anymore.
she's got one.
I just found my award for when I did pageants when I was the second runner-up. I just
got
found
my-
my little pageant lady.
I got my
She was a hot
PBR
girl.
beer can fantasy football.
Oh,
trophy.
that's right. Yeah, see, we've got awards. We just want more.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like a ton more.
winning.
See,
Yeah.
look at my football case back here. I've got a signed football, but clearly I need some trophies. Okay?
Every hat I have is because of a good deed I've done.
It can't be.
In my mind.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. Oh, there was something else I had to say, but I forgot, so it couldn't have been important. Y'all have a great day. Make a lot of money. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Good luck, unless you're against Lenny.
Bye.